This NBA Finals Game 6 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is the official online sportsbook of the Sports Gambling Podcast. Use the promo code SGP50 for a 50% deposit bonus. Play, win, and get paid. We're also brought to you by Amazon. You already shop at Amazon, but why not shop at Amazon and support the podcast? All you have to do is log on to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Amazon, bookmark that link, and use it every time you shop to support the podcast today. Welcome, everyone, to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, right? Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer dog?
Neck all right?
I was so
fired
fired
over there.
I did. I really threw myself into the delivery. That's how fired up I am. Game 6, NBA Finals. It's upon us. We'll get to that in a second, but we also got some NFL news. Some random.
Are we
news.
breaking news right now?
Sure.
I don't know if you saw this, Sean. Eli Manning.
Hold on. Go on.
Oh, every time I see an update where Pat Shurmur is saying things like Eli Manning is the starter.
Wait, can we add to our official count? Did I miss breaking news that Eli Manning's been named the starter? Because I really need to set up a Google alert for this. Usually I don't miss this.
So after being asked, the Pat Shurmur, that is, after being asked if Daniel Jones could start week 1, he said, "You never know what's going to happen." Jones is on track to be ready to play week 1. He then went on to say, and then this is a Roto World thing, but the coach did still call Eli Manning the starter.
Oh, okay.
But does that count?
Here's another one, courtesy of Evan Silva.
This is June 11th.
Okay, this is from 17 hours ago.
Don't quote that filth, Evans. He's clearly got some sort of hatred towards the 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
This
Eli
is
Manning.
via Matt Lombardo. For the first time in his career, it appears that Giants QB Eli Manning could face an open competition from number 6 overall pick Daniel Jones for his starting job.
I will say, Sean.
Paul Schwartz of the New York Post, Pat Shurmur hints at open QB competition.
Well, based on the little footage that they put up on Giants.com of practice, I mean, here's what I'll say. We haven't heard a peep from anyone. Now that there's video of Daniel Jones playing a little quarterback, the shit train has kind of stopped, dried up a little bit. Maybe he's made some nice throws. He certainly looks like he can compete with Eli Manning. So,
right, that's not saying much, but okay.
I think the narrative here is that I'm happy because he's not a complete dumpster fire, and I'd be worried if I were you, Sean. I'd be worried.
All right, I'm shaking in my boots over here, worried about Daniel Jones.
I'm sorry. I'm excited. Durant just fucking tore his ACL or tore his Achilles. Oh, no! Can you tear your Achilles twice in a month? Is that possible?
I don't think he didn't tear his Achilles the first time. I think he legitimately had a calf injury. He came back, and whatever weird stuff he was doing to compensate for that calf injury probably helped trigger the Achilles. It's hilarious because I think it was Steve Kerr or someone, there was at pregame, they specifically said, they go, all right, now there's a chance maybe he tweaks the calf again, but there's no chance of him, sustaining permanent damaging injury by playing right now.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
They really reverse jinxed it. Now, Ryan, you were one of the fans. You were like one of the Raptors fans. You were applauding Kevin Durant being injured.
I was not. I was applauding my prediction being correct that he had actually torn his. All right, so
you can't.
All right,
play.
We need to calm the. This show is not going to participate in this, Sean. We are not participating in this nonsense. Guess what? if this is Boston, this is Philly, this even New York, this is a non-story. They gave him a standing ovation as he was carried off the court, and some fans fucking booed at him. Great, that's what happens. We're not getting into this fucking hot take thing. We're not getting there.
My hot take is I like that they cheered.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was funny.
Good.
And
for some reason, I thought you were going the other way with it.
Why would I ever be mad at the fans for cheering injuries, right? I'm a guy.
Because you hate Canada.
I'm a guy who applauded when they carted off Michael Irving, right? I was one of those guys. Me and my dad got up. We hugged each other. You're two gladiators going into the ring. If the one guy goes down, that's the life of a gladiator.
I remember your classless treatment of Victor Cruz's career-ending injury.
Oh, it was amazing. I was the guy who I photoshopped a dog collar around your former receiver Odell Beckham when he did that little dog peeing in the Eagles' end zone because he broke his leg.
Who are we talking about?
He broke his ankle the next week.
Not on my roster. Can't comment on him.
A little dog cone on him so he wouldn't get at the bandages.
Not allowed to comment on that player, Sean. Don't want to get fined by the league, you know.
I still
Will Durant ever play basketball again?
Yeah, why would he not? He's going to take next year off. The Knicks are still going to sign him.
How many players have come back from a torn Achilles in basketball?
Boogie Cousins. He's back. He's balling. Little hint, Ryan. You may see him in my DraftKings lineup later. I think it could have a serious impact on his career, but
could?
Well, you give the guy a year off. The problem with Durant is he's like grossly skinny in my mind. Do
we need an intervention? Talk to him about his play like the video they showed the girls in 9th grade.
Yeah. Susan, who is the girl that would go over there and try and get you to donate to hungry kids? He looks crazy skinny, Kevin Durant. And I think when you're skinny like that and you're kind of like a string being build, and your game is built on this like jumping ability, and you're 7 feet. Maybe that it could be harder to recover from the Achilles.
Maybe he'll never come back.
What else would he do? This guy has nothing else going on. He clearly really wants to play.
I mean, I'm being.
I also think the fact that people got mad at the Warriors is kind of bullshit. Like a lot of former players got mad at the Warriors. What do you want? The doctor cleared him.
Yeah. Well, Sean, here we go. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention to you because I'm looking at this players who have torn an Achilles and come back, and not really anything going on here.
Yeah,
not really anything going on here, and of the guys who even made it back, for the most part, it didn't last very long. So.
Well, here's the other thing: a lot of people who tear their Achilles tear it from wear and tear at the end of their career.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think that's what happened here. I'm not a doctor, but I think he was overcompensating or doing something weird because of the calf that caused him to rip it.
Elton Brand tore it at age 28.
Yeah.
Never was the same.
Was he awesome right at age 28 and then fell off a cliff?
He never averaged more than 15 points or 8.3 rebounds after that. Look. I mean, I'm pointing out that no one's mentioning the fact that like this dude might. We can fix knees. We know how to do that, right? The ACL is not a scary injury anymore. The Tommy John's not scary for a pitcher anymore.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to talk about how Carson Wentz is going to come back. Keep going.
Carson Wentz has back issues. They haven't figured that out, Sean. They haven't figured out how to fix the back. The Achilles is another thing they haven't really figured out. It's a key part of the human anatomy. So says Pro Football Doc. Our buddy
we got to get that guy
Twitter.
back on.
Sean, you know I'm not a heavy consumer of the hot take media train or sports talk radio, but
Here's
the conversation happening? Are people saying is he done?
No, people are saying it's certainly a possibility. A lot of former players are pissed off at the Warriors. Dude, if the guy wants to play, he's going to fucking play.
Can't be pissed off at the Warriors.
You can't be pissed off at anyone. The guy gets injured. In real sports like football, people get injured all the time. Shit happens.
I mean, the players have enough power. There's no way this team forced him to play. If anything, if anyone, you want to blame someone, You blame the media and you blame the fans for calling him soft because he was trying to prove that he wasn't a pussy. And now his career's
Or you could
over.
blame Kevin Durant for being sensitive.
Or you could blame Kevin Durant for has he changed his image on Twitter?
Easy Money Sniper? That's his Instagram handle.
Well, he had the kid from the Sandlot as his profile pic.
He did tweet out him with like
Still got the kid from the Sandlot, so that's cool. I mean, look, I hope he recovers. I hope it takes the Knicks back to the promised land. It just seems unlikely with that kind of injury. So,
Did
no,
you see him? He tweeted out on Instagram or put the photo out on Instagram with like,
yeah,
he's got the oxygen just post surgery.
It's just like,
very dramatic.
oh, this will be great. This will get the sympathy in your corner. He's got a publicist with him in the hospital room.
Do the Knicks give him a supermax or whatever kind of contract?
Of course.
Does he opt out?
I mean, who knows what's going to happen?
It's interesting.
If for all the people commenting, if it'll be pretty clear if he holds the Warriors responsible for this, right? Like he's just not going to play for that team anymore.
No, but I think they would pick up his option. I mean, I think they felt bad, so I think I think they would give him whatever money he wanted.
Yeah, maybe, but he wants to move his business to New York, Sean. That's what this is all about. It's about the brand.
It is. Protect the brand. All right, we'll get to our Game 6 picks here in a second, but a couple other breaking news. House cleaning.
Oh.
Phillip Rivers wearing a visor.
Oh no.
Speaking of 2003 QBs, although unlike Eli Manning, no even talk of open QB competition.
2004.
Phillip Rivers looking pretty dapper in the visor. Got to be honest.
Was there a bolo tie involved?
No, there wasn't because he was out on the field like a champ. Why
is the visor breaking news?
Because it was, I don't know, it was just big news on the internet.
He's cutting
today.
back on fabric.
I'm already looking at the Chargers win total, 9.5. That seems low. I really like their defensive line. I really like Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram, my good friend Melvin Ingram.
It does seem like the defense could be good. They got
And then
Tillery late in the first round.
Yeah, they drafted that Notre Dame kid.
They have BFF and future lover of superfan Justin Decker, Derwin James.
I think their offensive line's going to be a little better.
Look, 9.5.
They can win on the road.
Sean, we'd have to take a look at the schedule, and the rules permit this until at least July. I'm changing the rules.
We're not allowed to. It's other AFC West news. Bigger news, some would argue, than Phillip Rivers wearing the visor, and that is our good pal.
Long Cox
himself, John Gruden, will be on Hard Knocks. Is there anything better? It is just...
Well, Sean, HBO realized they fucked up with Game of Thrones and they needed it. Yeah, no, this is perfect. This was always going to happen. Oh, you mean the season right before they go to Vegas? How coincident. Dude, have you have not driven by it, I'm guessing. Have you driven out to Vegas recently? Because that stadium is like, it's there now. And it's right on the freeway. And I'll be honest, that we should probably go check out a game out there.
Oh, dude, I am definitely...
What do we learn about Antonio Brown? What weird
learn?
thing do we learn about Antonio Brown during this Hard Knocks?
He's got to have... Something's going to be weird.
Is it some, like, homoerotic hazing situation? They wouldn't show that.
Probably not. They shove a broomstick up his ass.
Well, that's a crime, Sean. That's sad.
Well, they didn't HBO. They did. What was that prison drama?
Oz.
Oz. Yeah, they're from the creators of Oz. She got pretty intense in there.
Lots of dicks.
John Gruden. Really looking forward to that. Mark Davis. I mean, are we gonna get some Mark Davis with that fucking haircut of his wandering around? That's gonna be awesome. The players are going to be talking about how excited they are to go to Las Vegas. There's a game in Winnipeg. Do you know about this?
Derek Carr is a giant fucking like pussy. Like this is going to turn out well, right? Any chance Marshawn Lynch comes out of retirement just to be part of Hard Knocks?
And
oh yes,
man.
please.
They got the the Packers-Raiders preseason game in Winnipeg. That'll be
Okay.
fun.
That's
Antonio
interesting.
Brown in Canada.
That's interesting.
John Gruden in Canada. Richie Incognito, the bully himself. Will there be a locker shoving moment with Richie Incognito?
I mean, here's the thing. What I would like. How much of this will be like a staged reality show?
I think
Too much is on the line for Gruden.
Gruden can't look bad.
He
I do
wants
think that
control. He gets final cut.
They do. They allow them to like cut shit out, but yeah, I'm excited. You couldn't really ask. Is there a better team? Maybe the Browns. I guess because
No.
you'd want to see
No.
Odell and
No.
Baker and
That's not nearly as interesting as this Raiders squad.
yeah. I think
Because-
if there was a prop bet that the Raiders worst team in the NFL next year, I would get on that. If you're talking 5-1, 10-1,
Oh, it'd have to be higher than that.
all right,
Right.
15. I mean, their win total is 6, so the odds that they're a 3 or 4 win team.
I mean, I guess
I mean, how much are they really going to give you on that?
you have to imagine. So a lot of the prediction is based on the fact that the locker room will break down. And it makes you wonder, like, how can they possibly get through a training camp without having some catastrophic events if we don't think the locker room's stable at all? I mean, I'll be tuning in, Sean. 100%.
More breaking news. Last thing we'll hit on before we get to the NBA picks.
Soccer.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did. I think I threw that out. I definitely. Last podcast, I said over in the U.S.-Thailand women's game.
Dude.
The total is 5.5.
I
There
saw you tweeting about soccer. Thought someone might have hacked your account.
Hey, as long as if it's us kicking other teams' asses, it reminded me, the U.S. women's national team reminded me of Charles Barkley when he elbowed that guy from Angola and just destroyed his rib cage.
It did seem like
That was Alex Morgan putting up 5 goals,
No.
13-0. They ran up the
Dude.
score. It was great.
I mean, my comment was like, I was like, it looks like we're watching 2 different age groups. You know, like it was. I mean, it was awesome, and it was kind of nice that like,
Especially having the over.
well,
And
just
when-
running up the score, like fuck being nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's the World Cup. If you didn't come to play Thailand, take your fucking Thai ass out of this awesome game.
I mean, look, it's pretty. I mean, it also speaks to the women's game. It speaks to a lot of things that like there's still not enough depth where you can get a team that they shouldn't. Like, that's just ridiculous.
As a female soccer coach, well, a soccer coach who coaches females, Ryan, did you get any sort of insight from watching the game? Anything you're going to bring to your girls from the game? Did you watch with your girls?
Of course. I make them watch certain players. There's
Really?
definitely some good.
Do
good,
a little whiteboard, some
Well,
telestrating.
it's all about the habits, and there's some good habit players on the team, and one of them, Sean, is married to tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they both were rocking the Julie Ertz jerseys. It was good.
really?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. That's.
Did you tell them her husband?
They
plays for them?
understand. They understand that it's only for soccer. As soon as the football season comes, we burn the jerseys.
And
But no,
this-
I mean it was awesome to win money. I was like, I'm just gonna bet on the game. Fuck it.
What did you take? Because I just had the over. What did you take?
I took some.
Because
So
the spread was 5, and that's why I love the over. I was like, the spread is 5, and the total's 5.5.
yeah, because Thailand was never gonna score a goal. I bet on both things, over and the I laid the 5 points or the 5 goals. I took the run line, the soccer run line. Anyway, sorry. Enough soccer. I saw you were
Enough
tweeting
soccer.
about it. Thought something important must have happened.
Okay, final thing, and this is another thing we tweeted over at Gambling Podcast. Tom Cruise was challenged to a fight by Justin Bieber in the MMA, in MMA style. He said, "Come fight me in the octagon. If you don't, you're scared. Dana White, make
Well-
this happen." I tweeted out a hypothetical line,
I thought your line was solid.
and it was Tom Cruise minus 320. Justin Bieber plus 275. Only 33% of the people are taking Bieber plus 275.
Here was my thought. my thought, I went immediately to like the days when GSP and Anderson Silva were dominant, and they would always be around a minus 700, minus 750 favorite.
Hey, anything can happen in the octagon.
Well, but here's the problem. Tom Cruise is like a legit, well, based on the fact that he's doing his own stunts, and he's still fit, and he's like 50-something. And he's a Scientologist. Like, there's superpower there. Who knows what it is, but there's probably some superpower.
Just
no
imagine,
disrespect.
At 4
Justin Bieber's a little bitch. Like, come on.
all right, yeah. At 4 a.m., Justin Bieber smoking his last blunt, hitting a little of the codeine, doing whatever, maybe chopping up some Xanny bars. 4 a.m., Tom Cruise is up. He's drinking his cold-pressed juice. He's probably done a number of crunches. Like, have you seen this fucking guy?
Well,
He's got that Scientology energy. Remember him on the couch going nuts for Katie Holmes? Like, this guy is passionate. He's fired up. He goes all in. Justin Bieber, like, what the hell are you talking about, man?
And now Bieber has backtracked, apparently.
Yes.
Right?
Just threw that tweet out as well. This is from hotnewhiphop.com. Justin Bieber backtracks on Tom Cruise fight. Quote, he has dad strength. You're damn right he does. Why would you? He says it was just a random tweet. I do that stuff sometimes. I think you'd probably whoop my ass in a fight. I'd have to get in good shape. No shit. That's why I couldn't make this line high enough. And I didn't know this. I was doing some research setting the line. Tom Cruise wrestled in high school.
Listen, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, A, it's hilarious that like Dana White's like, yeah, sure, we can do it.
Why would he not?
I know, but then, but seriously though, Tom Cruise would destroy. Like, how does Mayweather can't train him enough to take down Tom Cruise? His data level or whatever is through the roof.
Yeah, the guy's getting his fucking ass kicked.
I would lay minus 800 on Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it,
I would take
like
a
that
first
Pacquiao
round.
Mayweather thing. I couldn't get enough money on Mayweather.
I would even take first round finish.
Yeah, under 1.5 rounds as well. Let's do it. Let's officially move on to the NBA Finals Game 6 in Oracle Arena. Of course, these picks and all our picks, all our podcasts, all the content is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, MyBookie.ag. They're a presenting sponsor, Ryan, but they're more than that. They're a partner in this content train. They're in there shoveling the coal we use to keep this content train rolling. Our editorial, that's right, we have an editorial staff cranking out betting lines for the college football games of the year. That's out there. Latest podcast from Inside Vegas. Sports betting content with Alex Kolodeziji. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Our boy Steve Shermer breaking down some U.S. Open prop bets, best bets. Oh, DFS picks. Colby Danton, the Dantabase NBA mock draft 1.0 is out. All that available over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, courtesy of mybookie.ag. When you bet, you want to bet right, do it over at mybookie.ag. Use that promo code SGP50 for a 50% deposit bonus. Play, win, and get paid. mybookie.ag.
I dare you to roll the windows down in your car and play that tune and not get all the way to the end, Sean.
It's hard not to.
It's awesome.
That's a great. Oh, and another one. We always get hit up by people asking for sportsbook recommendations in Las Vegas. And our pal Christian Pina wrote up a sweet little article here, top 5 local sports books in Las Vegas. So kind of a, locals only.
Oh, I see, because I mean all of them, they're all local.
Yeah.
You mean locals.
Right. Locals are into these casinos. They're the local sports books, et cetera, et cetera. All right, Let's get to it. Right now, the line over at mybookie.ag. Golden State Warriors minus 2.5, minus 140 on the money line. Total sitting at a 210.5. Give me the over. It was back-to-back unders. I'm going over here, and I'm going with the Warriors minus 2.5. To me, this is a besides being a must-win situation for the series, Steve Kerr 6-1 in closeout games in the playoffs. This is the last game at Oracle.
Yep.
Roracle, as I like to call it.
Not anymore.
Last chance for ownership to shove a member of the Toronto Raptors. And they seem genuinely fired up, this Warriors team, about the disrespect
Yeah.
that Kevin Durant was shown. I think they come out super motivated. I love them. I think I'm going to say my lock. Dare I say it is Warriors first quarter. If you can get the quarter line. I don't think the quarter line's out yet, but the half line is at 1.5 minus 115. You could play that. Oh no, sorry. First quarter is out. So yeah, give me -1 Golden State Warriors first quarter. Don't they come out fired up?
I like the angle. Sean, what did we throw out last time we talked about the NBA Finals? I believe I told you that Toronto was going to win in 6.
You did.
Plus 450 maybe.
Okay.
I have plus 300 in my pocket for Toronto. I have the plus 140 for. I don't know what I do here. Do I hedge back or do I just go all in on the Toronto angle?
Well, wait. So you have Warriors and Raptors.
I have everything, but I'm not stopping.
But you don't have enough action. That's what I'm saying. Take Warriors first quarter. -1, Ryan.
I like that angle, and then it wears off. And I think, I mean, if we're picking the game, I think Toronto gets to the finish line potentially here. Shocks the world, shocks especially those billionaire millennials.
I
just want the series to be over so I can enjoy the U.S. Open and the World Cup. The basketball season starts again in like 3 months, Sean. It's ridiculous.
It's already starting with this hot free agency talk. Basketball, back up, all right? I like basketball as much as the next guy, but football is the only 12-month sport. Also, a little inside Iggy here, and I'm sure I know they are a partner, but if you like the Raptors to win, my bookie has the money line for the Raptors at plus 120. However, if you click on the drop-down menu and you go to final series finish, you can you can bet game 6 and is the last game at plus 125. So, a little 5 cents free juice there.
We always tell you to shop the line.
Well, even don't shop the line when it comes to other sports books because you're not going to find a better price at mybookie.ag. However, especially in these big events where there's like multiple scenarios and multiple side bets, and even with the live stuff, always be checking up on this because there are little nooks and crannies where you can exploit another 5 cents on the dollar.
So should I take more action on the Warriors at plus 270?
Well, so right now you're sitting at plus 300 for the Raptors.
Let's just say this: I got a quarter unit on Steph to win the MVP at minus 150.
Okay.
I have a unit on the Warriors to win at plus 140, and then I have 2 units on the Raptors at plus 300.
Oh yeah, one more.
And then I have a half unit on the Raptors at plus 450 to win in 6. I know. I'm in a good spot if Toronto wins. I almost feel like I need to just do I put a sliver more hedge in there or do I just roll with it?
Or why do you do this, Ryan?
Because it is interesting the Raptors would be minus 340 to win the series and they're plus 125 dogs.
What about this as a hedge opportunity? What about taking the series will finish in game 7 at plus 145?
Oh, then I'm really
it's minus 145.
No, I don't like that.
Because I guess that's basically just a Golden State money line.
I think the only way I put
6.
the only way I put more money into the overall action, I do like your first quarter angle. I think is to take a little bit more Warriors to build my position up over there. I'm looking at a nice payout right now, Sean. I'm looking at a full 8 plus units.
I think this almost certainly goes to 7.
Does it?
Because
the NBA doesn't want to have to deal with a weekend game.
Yeah, they would hate for a Game 7.
They'd have to travel one more time back to Canada. Customs? Are you kidding me?
One more game of awesome TV ratings. The NBA would hate that. Storylines, hot takes.
Hot takes.
To me, coming back from 3-1,
Okay.
to do it, we've only seen it once in the NBA playoffs. In the history of the NBA playoffs, we've only seen it once. And that was the Cleveland Cavaliers. And what triggered that, Ryan?
What?
Draymond Green hitting LeBron James in the balls. It took a dramatic emotional event to fire that Cavs team up. I think a similar thing is happening to this Warriors team. Their backs are against the wall. They certainly get it to 7. I don't know if they pull it out in 7. I'm going to wait till I.
So you think that Kevin Durant was their boy all of a sudden? You think Draymond Green is going to go to war for Kevin Durant?
I think they carried him off the court. The two stars. I've never seen star players carry another player into the locker room like that.
It was a total bow down to the alpha move, huh? Fucking pussies.
They know an alpha when they see one. I just don't think the Raptors shot so well. What was it? What was the last game in Oracle?
Game 4.
Yeah, I don't think they have that in them again. It's tough to compete.
I mean, a week ago we would have said like, "What? Warriors are only 2.5 point favorite." I like this.
The Warriors have been bad at home. They're 3-7 ATS in the 10 home playoff games. But
I like this Kawhi Leonard led team. They have resolve. They have
and he did
testicular fortitude. They're tough.
But what do you see the Warriors losing 3 games in a row at home? You think that's a scenario that happens?
Sure. I mean, I'm not a fortune teller, Sean. So, but yeah, I mean. Sure.
Well, we are trying to predict what happens.
Yeah,
that is the basis of the podcast.
Listen, my fucking, I have an open door policy here. I'm telling you where I'm positioned. I might invest a little bit more in the Warriors.
Okay,
Stay tuned
so what's
for
your
that.
official prediction? I'm saying Warriors -2.5, but my lock is Warriors first quarter at -1, and then the other thing I would play is Warriors money line. I'm scared of the 2.5. I'll admit it.
It does seem like there's a very good chance it could come into play. I like your first quarter bet as well. I guess if you're making me, what's the total, Sean?
210.5. I'm on the over there.
Lock that up for me. Lock that up for me. I think the balls are going to be dropping.
Okay.
I think one way or another, there's going to be some points. I think there's going to be some fouls. I think free throws are going to happen. Yeah, I don't know, Sean.
It's just a funny prediction. I think free throws are going to happen. I could see them having a tight whistle.
I'm in it for the long game.
Van Fleet
dude.
is like a very handsy player. There's some of these other guys on Toronto. I could see Golden State getting to the line a bunch.
I think both teams. I think Kawhi will get to the line, and I think
it could get chippy, and I think they're going to call it tight. Okay, Ryan. Before we get to our DraftKings lineup, we'll throw that out here in a second. Father's Day this Sunday. You know what the perfect gift for dads and grads? It is June, and that is some sweet, sweet SGP merch. You can get it over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/merch. But also, getting your dad something from Amazon, still time. You're listening to this on Thursday.
Yep.
You got Amazon Prime, still a chance to get him a gift in time. I know I completely forgot about Father's Day.
Yep. Me too.
Thankfully, I reminded myself and you, the listeners of this podcast. But hey, if you're going to get a last-minute gift on Amazon, which I highly recommend, go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Amazon. That's right, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Amazon. Bookmark that link for future use. And go grab your dad something off of Amazon. Well, whatever your dad's into. Fishing. Ooh, we got a deal of the day. Some Gillette Fusion 5 Pro Glides. What dad wouldn't want that? Ooh, some what do you got? Some random gardening equipment that I was looking at. Some a Trump mug. If your dad's a big Trump fan, sure he would love that. Everything you want for your dad, available at Amazon. Grab that today. Kramer?
I was just checking out this scope for an iPhone on Amazon.
Wait, what's the scope?
Like a gun scope, but you attach it to your iPhone to like use it as a fucking zoom lens or something.
Really?
I don't know. Amazon recommended I buy it.
Okay.
Who knows why?
Let's do it. Let's talk about our DraftKings lineup.
Let's do it.
You go first, Ryan. Tell me what
Captain seat, Kawhi Leonard. High floor, high ceiling. He almost did it last game. He kind of had that moment. We discussed this a bit. I think he continues that. He's the ultimate heel on the road, storming the castle. I love the video / meme where they took the Full House intro and they made it all the Toronto Raptors heads in bad video editing style. Kawhi Leonard gets it done. I spent all of the money for him, $17,700.
Wow. So you're not worried about a super square play like that in the millionaire format?
Yeah, of course. But I feel like I zigged a little bit.
Okay. What else you got?
I got let's see, Steph Curry. I told you before the show. I feel like you gotta play those two dudes. I also threw in Klay Thompson, Sean, because I think the Warriors are gonna put up some points. I went Iguodala, pure minutes play for the price, $4,800. It seems like it's worth it. And then back to the Raptors. I took Danny Green again. He's getting minutes. I'm hoping the shot will fall. He's had big moments in big games before. And I didn't have much left, Sean. 1,900. And what do I decide to do? Someone's got to take the minutes. That Kevin Durant is not going to play. I went with the white sniper. What's his nickname? I don't know. How do you say it? Jonas Jerebko?
Oh, really?
White Lightning. We have to come up with a nickname for this guy. Honestly, all I know about this dude is he went off a couple weeks ago. Saw his highlights on SportsCenter.
How much is he?
He's $1,400. He fit the. I mean, so based on my limited research, it seems like he has at least a chance to get some of those minutes. So if he can pop in and hit a couple threes.
No Jeremy Lin?
I thought about it just for I still have a Linsanity shirt, Sean. Bought it on clearance in New York. It's great.
The last great Nick.
But if he can pop in and bust a couple shots, like he'll have some shots to take. So that's my squad, Sean. Sean's furiously changing his squad right now to
I'm
make
just
it
seeing
more
if there's
like mine.
anything on Roto World about Jonas Jerebko.
Oh, dude. That's the square move. You got to go deeper than that.
Deeper than Roto World?
Roto World's nice, but you got to go deeper.
Here's what I'm thinking. To me, I'm building my lineup around the Durant thing's one thing, but to me, I heard your whole lineup and there was no mention of Looney. Looney not being in, I think, is big. And I was trying to maybe put Bogut and Cousins in there. I kind of went a little different. So I put
Isn't McKinney one of the plays you can make too? Another cheap guy? 3,000?
He's 2,000. Yeah, I think you have it set on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, 2,000.
Yeah, he could definitely be seeing a little bit more action. But here's what I'm doing. I'm Klay Thompson. He's my captain. I think Klay
Such a boring captain. No personality, no drip.
Dude, the guy has drip for days. He was 7-13. The guy is dialed back in. I mean, you remember when they were down 3-1 against who? Fucking the Thunder. He went off. I know because I had the Thunder winning that series. I got him at like a $4.25 price. And I'm still mad at Durant for blowing that. Thompson seems to really be dialed in. So he's my captain. Then Kawhi, who you just have to put there because he's getting you like 50, 60 fantasy points a game.
You can't not play him.
Another guy that I thought played pretty decent, Marc Gasol. He was hitting his shots. I think he's going to get a decent look. Again, with no Looney in there, you saw Cousins. His defense isn't that good. And I think he's still a little bit out of shape. So I think Gasol will have some real opportunities to put in some points. But I also have Cousins, 5,800. This is a minutes thing. With no Looney, he's going to get a bunch of time, I think. And he came in, except for that moving screen that almost cost him the entire series. And the goaltend.
I feel like the handicap of him playing more makes me like Toronto more.
Yeah.
He just creates variance. And you mentioned a good point about Marc Gasol putting in points. He's also extremely good looking, so he could be putting it in somewhere else after the game.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
This is backfired on you, Sean.
Serge Ibaka, the surge protector. Again, a guy who's just been consistently playing pretty solid. For me, it's either him or Spicy P. I'm going Ibaka. I think this is a big man game. I think Toronto's going to be in the paint all day. And then lastly, Iguodala at 4,800. He's another guy. I think with Durant out, he's going to play even more. With Durant and Looney out, he's a guy, and especially in a closeout game, I think Kerr is going to lean on a guy like Iguodala, that veteran leadership.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the two guys, and maybe they'll be heavily played in this format because of this, but it feels like Iguodala and Green, for two guys who could both get 30 minutes easily, they're priced in the 4,000s. It's like if you're playing head-to-head style, you have to play them, right?
Yeah.
How do you avoid it? It just seems like they're going to be super popular. So yeah, maybe I do have a super square lineup, but what percentage is going to play Jerebko?
He'll be small for sure.
Yeah, but he's big, so.
Yeah. All right, Ryan. Anything else you want to get to?
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
No, have a great weekend.
Yeah, U.S. Open, Father's Day. Hit up some barbecues, score some, grab some of the SGP merch, and rate, review, and share on iTunes, guys. This is when we got to build up the reviews, move it into football season, and we will be talking NFL before the end of the month. So stay tuned to that.
Sean, do we have any new reviews?
We got one, but they didn't write it out. They just gave the 5 stars. Write it out, because and you guys have some funny ones, and if you have a really funny one and I read it on air, then we inevitably send you some free sweet merch. Oh, and lastly,
will say though,
congratulations to the St. Louis Blues for defeating.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Defeating the Boston Bruins.
It's too bad.
Well, yeah,
I was
and
really
Boston
pulling for them.
They were on pace to win every sports championship. So really a bummer for Boston and those fans. They're great fans. You hate to see something so sad happen to such a high quality fan base that never gets a break. All right, that'll do it for the podcast. Thank you as always for tuning in for the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Good luck this weekend, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.